David Coote's been charged with an aggravated breach of FA regulations. What's your reaction to that?
I can understand, because he in the words that he used on the video, he mentioned his nationality, Jurgen Klopp's nationality, in German. And probably that's where the breach came in. Do I agree with it? No, I don't. I think it was said, it was in the heat, it was done between, two his friend or his partner or whatever it was. It was between two people. He was, probably saying his opinion. Could he have said it in a better way? Should it have been videoed? This is probably now the way society is, that everything you say now is being documented, which is unfortunately the sad state that we're in. But I don't believe that would have ended his career. I still don't believe, even though he'd been charged, that wouldn't have ended his career. I firmly believe that. I think what's ended his career is the second press release of, the second piece of information that came out as his drug taking.
Yeah.
I think that was the end of the career, especially when it was on UEFA duty in a major tournament. When the videos were coming out, that was probably the end of his career, because it becomes difficult to certainly promote younger referees into the game, knowing that you're allowing that type of behaviour. I think things that are said, I'm sure managers say things about referees, but it stays within their circles. Unfortunately, it's got out of his circle and he's got to pay the penalty. But I'm not sure what that charge will have reality happen.
Will he ever return to the game?
Never.
Do you honestly think, without the additional video of taking drugs, that his career could have carried on?
Yeah, definitely.
He couldn't have gone to Anfield and reffed games and things in the future, could he?
I think, come on, I think we've all said stuff. Mine just hasn't been released. I'm not saying, somebody said to me, I'm a Man United fan the other week, and I had to remind them, are you so stupid of a person? And he went, what do you mean? You're a Man United fan? I went, if I'm a Man United fan, which stupid referee would give 3 penalties for Liverpool at Old Trafford? Are you stupid? That's the mentality. So there'll be one week I'm a Man United fan, the next week I'm a Liverpool fan. I've said something about Jurgen Klopp. I've said something about other. But what it is what his personal belief. Could he have said it in a better way? Probably. He'd had a few drinks and he was a little bit intoxicated. But he's only spoke as a person. Is it an integrity thing? We'll go back to that. Referees have to have a high level of integrity. But I'm not sure that would have ended his career. I think it would have been certainly a suspension, or certainly a discipline.
Yeah.
But why would you say that ending a referee's career? Bear in mind, he's put that much into it by a slip of a tongue to a person who's decided to put it out later on, a video of them doing something. I think it's sad. Honestly, I think it's sad today's society that something that's happened in a friendship or a relationship is now brought to their advantage and shown in the media years later that can affect somebody's career.
You know who we all want to be? That person. The one who's meal prepping. They've got their organic grain bowls. They come in with their quinoa, all of that stuff. We know they're also getting a full 8 hours sleep, meditating before sunrise, never rowing with anyone, and just hitting it every time. But let's be real. Who has the time for that? Like me, you've probably got loads to juggle: kids, work, exercise, pretending that you've got everything together at the same time, and something has to give. And for me, traditionally, that was energy. And then I discovered Vitals by Heights. And these changed so much for me. Just 2 capsules, the job is done so fast. And then I know for the rest of the day, my irons, my B vitamins, my immune system's being looked after. I've got zinc for bone health, omega-3 and DHA for normal heart health. Honestly, the lot is packed into these golden little beauties. And as we see on the High Performance show so often, high performers aren't perfect. They've just worked out the smart things that make a difference. So why don't you do right by your brain, your body and your health? Head to heights.com/Jake or enter the code HP20 at checkout for 20% off your first order.
Everybody's done things in the past, but now we've got this technology, and that's something I'm really strong on. Again, today, you're on a train and somebody's taking a video.
Yeah.
You're probably part of it, But we haven't got the laws yet that protect an individual. You go to another country in the United Arab Emirates, it's against the law. You have the protection. So, you know, that wouldn't happen anywhere else in the world, but we allow it in England still because our laws are outdated, and we're now in a world of technology and social media, and we need to keep up with them laws because we need to protect the person as well. Not just David Coote, I'm talking about people in general. But, you know, David Coote's made mistakes, and, you know, he'll be in a dark place now, in a difficult place now, because his career's ended and he's got no career, he's got no chance to be back into football and world. What does he do?
We also seem to want to end people as well, don't we now? You know, like, we want people to be punished for their mistakes. It's no longer enough for someone to make a mistake and go, do you know what, it was wrong, I said something stupid, it was incorrect. There now feels like there has to be like almost never-ending punishment. You have to get cancelled. You're not non-platformed for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I think that's a big difference now. I think not just in refereeing, I think the whole, even TV, media, everything now, you're right, has a consequence. You know, everybody wants the person to be sacked. You make a mistake, or you even say, like, you say a word that, you know, I read something today in the media today, gents, you know, gents, that was used on an email, and all of a sudden it has a consequence behind it, and I'm confused where we're going with all of this terminology. That, you know, we're human beings, we all want to live a happy life, and we all want to feel safe in this environment. And as long as we feel safe and we're happy, we shouldn't have this worry. But going back to this Dave Coote thing, I'm still not comfortable with that. I think it happened, he should serve his punishment, and that's the way it should have been. But unfortunately, it was the second bit that's caused him his biggest problem.